Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today, we raise the banners for the Empress of Dodge, the Mirror of Destruction, the one who bends entire battles with her presence, Octavia. Octavia is not just another support. She's a game changer, a synergy machine, and a true centerpiece for some of the strongest teams in Hero Wars Alliance. Her unique ability to grant dodge even against magic damage, to reflect pain back through her mirror, and to fuel armor penetration and survivability across the board makes her one of the most versatile and deadly heroes in the entire game. So today, we're diving deep into the top 5 Octavia teams that fully embrace her buffs and unleash their potential in ways that will leave enemies stunned, broken, and defeated. Let's explore how the Empress of Eternity ties together assassins, mages, controllers, and debuffers into unstoppable forces. And remember, all these teams are a nightmare in defense. Everything has counters, but this team, especially with more 2 good combos on cross war, can be a nightmare to attacker. So let's dive in. Team 1, Yasmine, Satori, Somna, Fólio, Octavia. This first team is a masterpiece of synergy, and Octavia sits right at its heart. Yasmin brings raw assassination power, diving onto the enemy's backline with lethal crits. But we all know Yasmin can be fragile if she gets locked down. That's where Octavia enters the stage. Her second skill, favorite of the Empress, grants dodge even against magic, keeping Yasmin alive through bursts that would normally delete her. Suddenly, Yasmin is not just an assassin, she's a nightmare that refuses to fall. Satori steps in as the punisher of energy gain. Every time enemies build energy, his foxfire marks pile up. Combine this with Somna's sleep control, and you get a rhythm of punishment, enemies slowed, stalled, and then ripped apart by Satori's justice. Octavia amplifies this by freezing the enemy's tempo. Her mirror forces physical attackers to pay the price for every swing, and every dodge fuels Satori's mark explosions. Fólio completes the lineup with waves of magical chaos. His O-bursts thrive when enemies are locked down by Somna, and distracted by Octavia's mechanics. And since Octavia's third skill feeds armor penetration every time an ally dodges, Fólio's damage slices even deeper into weakened defenses. The synergy is perfect. Yasmin executes, Satori punishes, Somna controls, Fólio overwhelms, and Octavia boosts them all with dodge, armor penetration, and the terrifying Imperial Guard. Together, they become an unstoppable storm. Team 2, Dante, Nebula, Fólio, Mojo, Octavia. Here we see the Empress fueling one of the strongest dodge carries in the game, Dante. Dante alone is dangerous, with his foresight spears and insane dodge scaling. But when Octavia buffs him, he goes from scary to godlike. Her passive dodge against magic damage makes Dante nearly untouchable, and each dodge stacks more armor penetration thanks to her moment of concentration. Suddenly, Dante isn't just dodging, he's turning every dodge into a spear that pierces armor like paper. Nebula plays the perfect support here. By amplifying both physical and magical allies, she doubles Dante's destruction while giving Fólio and Mojo more punch. Mojo, often overlooked, thrives in this comp because Octavia's synergy keeps him alive longer. His healing to allies and disruption to enemies adds another layer of sustain and chaos. And of course, Fólio is the chaos bringer with heavy O damage, disruption and distraction. With Octavia extending survivability and Nebula boosting his power, his bursts become relentless. The real beauty of this team lies in balance. Dante's physical spears crush the front line, Fólio's magic tears through the back line, Nebula amplifies both, Mojo stabilizes and disrupts, and Octavia's dodge matrix glues everything together. It's a dodge-driven avalanche, rolling over any team unprepared to handle constant armor penetration and mirrored damage. Team 3, Yasmin, Somna, Soleil, Fólio, Octavia. This lineup is all about aggression and tempo control. Yasmin leads the strike once again, but this time she's joined by Soleil, the dancer of fire. Soleil's attacks scale explosively with buffs, and Octavia provides exactly what she needs: consistent dodge, armor penetration triggers, and survivability to last long enough to unleash her full rhythm. Somna, with her mastery of sleep, ensures the enemies never get the chance to fight back properly. Every second an enemy is asleep is another second Yasmin and Soleil are carving through their team. Octavia feeds this rhythm with her buffs. Somna locks enemies down, Octavia fuels armor penetration every time someone dodges, and the assassins do their work with devastating precision. Fólio once again acts as the wild card mage, throwing bursts of area damage into the mix. When enemies are sleeping or silenced, his damage is free and unhindered. Combined with Soleil's buff and debuff and halo protection to Yasmin's poison, it creates a trifecta of punishment. Octavia's Imperial Guard ensures she remains untouchable while the assassins run wild. The synergy here is aggression chained by control. It's a firestorm carried on the wings of dodge. Team 4, Yasmin, Satori, Morrigan, Iris, Octavia. This is the true way of Eternity powerhouse, blending debuffs, energy control, summons, and execution into one overwhelming comp. Yasmin is here again as the executioner, but this time she is supported by Morrigan's skeleton army. Morrigan not only sustains the front line by distributing damage through her summons, but she also amplifies her allies' defenses. Octavia ensures that Yasmin and the skeleton army gain dodge and survive longer, making Morrigan's sustain even more oppressive. Satori plays his usual Punisher role, and with Octavia granting constant dodge energy triggers, Foxfire marks explode more often than ever. Every energy gain from the enemy is punished, and Octavia's armor penetration buffs allow those strikes to pierce cleanly through defenses. Then we add Iris, the demonic nerd executioner. Iris thrives on debuffed enemies, and this team is full of them. Octavia debuffs through dodge reflections, Satori debuffs energy users, Morrigan debuffs armor, and suddenly Iris's soul-burning skill becomes the ultimate execution. Combine her inner fire with Octavia's synergy, and the enemies burn alive. This team is pure synergy from top to bottom. Octavia amplifies survivability and offense. Morrigan sustains. Iris executes. Satori punishes. Yasmin finishes. Together, they are a wall of inevitability. Team 5, Satori, Somna, Fólio, Peach, Octavia. The final team is a trickster's dream, one that thrives on disruption, control, and magical destruction. At the core, Satori is here to punish energy gain once again. Somna supports him by locking enemies down with sleep and turning them into harmless sheeps, forcing awkward timings that guarantee Foxfire detonations. Fólio adds his devastating bursts of magical chaos, disrupting formations and overwhelming enemies with destruction. But the surprise element here is Peach. Peach thrives in dodge-based teams. Her abilities tie neatly with Octavia's dodge synergy, and together they create a front line of distraction and heavy damage made by Peach, disruption enemies out of lines and increasing allies' armor, that buys time for Satori, Somna, and Fólio to dismantle enemies from every angle. Octavia is, once again, the unifying force. Every dodge fuels armor penetration. Every mirror reflection punishes over-aggression. And her Imperial Guard ensures she remains alive to keep buffing her allies. This team is less about brute force and more about grinding enemies down, denying them energy, punishing mistakes, and winning the war of tempo. It's a cunning team. It's a tricky team. And it's one of the most frustrating lineups to face, because no matter how you attack, Octavia and her allies always seem one step ahead. So, Guardians, those are the top 5 Octavia teams. Each one shows her true versatility, proving she's not just a support but an empress who elevates entire squads. Whether she's keeping Yasmin alive to assassinate, fueling Dante's dodge avalanche, empowering mages like Fólio and Iris, or sustaining Eternity lineups with Morrigan, Octavia always delivers. She is the glue, the protector, the buffer, and the destroyer's hand behind some of the strongest teams in Hero Wars Alliance. Now I want to hear from you. Which Octavia team do you think is the strongest? Have you tried her with Yasmin's assassination squads, with Dante's dodge engine, or in mage-focused chaos teams with Fólio? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading them all. And if this breakdown helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a guide from Olympus Alliance. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.